The unborn baby loves darkness because it provides privacy and growth. Welcome to section 14 of chapter 4 of Surah pardon me, of chapter 4, Surah 4 mm, of the Quran. Chapter 4 being Surah Al-Nisa, Surah devoted to women. إن الذين توفاهم الملائكة ظالمي أنفسهم قالوا فيما كنتم. When angels take the souls of those who die in sin, ظالمي أنفسهم, those who die in sin, uh, against their souls, أنفسهم, they say, the angels say, in what plight were ye? In what plight were ye? The word plight is in brackets. In Arabic, without the brackets, it is understood. In what were ye in Arabic? But our honorable commentators have put it there in brackets for us to understand better. Somebody like me wouldn't have interpreted it the way he did without the plight. In what were ye? How could I have interpreted it? Okay. Kalu fima kuntum, in what were ye? Kalu kunna mustad'ifina fil ardi. Kalu kunna mustad'ifina fil ardi. They reply, the souls that have been taken away will then reply, weak and oppressed were we in the earth. Weak and oppressed were we on earth, using present day English. Fil ardi is transliteration directly from Arabic. Fi ma kuntum fil ardi. But in present day English, it's not in earth, but on earth. But they reply, weak and oppressed were we on earth. The angels will say further, will bring a second question. Kalu, alam takun al-ardi lahi, alam takun al-ardi lahi wasi'atan, alam takun al-ardi lahi wasi'atan, fatuhajiru fiha, wasi'atan fatuhajiru fiha. A second question follows. Was not the earth of God spacious enough for you to move yourselves away, into brackets, from evil, to move yourselves away from evil? So that was the second question of the angels. Was the earth not wide enough? The earth that God has created, was it not wide enough for you to move yourself away from evil? Where you found yourself is God who created all places on earth. But if a group of people decide to use a particular part of it for evil deeds only, and you find yourself among them by mistake, why don't you move away to another place? Except in circumstances in which there is no way at all you can, and God knows best. Who are Alimun, Hakimun, and wise. So the angels are, why don't you move away? Then what follows? Ulaika ma'awahum jahannama. Ulaika ma'awahum jahannama. Such men will find their abode in hell. Such men will find their abode in hell. Ma'awahum jahannama. No, ma'awahum jahannamu, sorry. Will find their abode in hell. Ma'wahum jahannamu. Jahannamu. Uh, wasa'at masiran. Wasa'at masiran. Wasa'at masiran. Dash, what an evil refuge. Masiran. Refuge. Sa'at, evil. Wasa'at masiran. What an evil refuge. Uh, there is a note to it, 614, against their souls. 615, rather, pardon me. There is a note to read, note 615 to Psalm 97. And the note is against their souls. Ripping it away like that. 615. The immediate occasion for this passage was the question of migration, into brackets, hijrah, from places where Islam was being persecuted and suppressed. Full stop. Obviously, the duty of Muslims was to leave such places, even if it involved forsaking their homes. Wow! Then there are no special circumstances here. When I was mentioning special circumstances, I was thinking of homes, and farms and whatnot. But here the commentator is telling us even if it involves even if it involved forsaking their homes. Okay, that was in historical times during the war in those days. In these days, in the present day life, you can go for some time and come back and meet your home or something like that. Okay, even if it involved forsaking their homes, and join and strengthen the Muslim community among whom they could live in peace and with whom they could help in fighting the evils around them. Full stop. But the meaning is wider. But the meaning is wider. Full stop. Islam does not say, resist not evil. Resist not evil is in double inverted commas. Islam does not say that. Full stop. On the contrary, it requires a constant and seasoned struggle against evil. Uh, Full stop. For such struggle, it may be necessary to forsake home and unite and organize and join our brethren in assaulting and overthrowing the fortress of evil. Full stop. For the Muslim's duty is not only to enjoin good, but to prohibit evil. Yanha al-Munkari, or Yanhu al-Munkari. Pardon me if I'm not saying it right. Uh, but to prohibit evil. Full stop. To make our assault, we must be prepared to put ourselves in a position from which such assault will be possible. And God's earth is spacious enough for the purpose. Full stop. Position. Full stop. Position. Position is in double inverted commas. Position includes not only local position, but moral and material position. Full stop. For example, we must shun evil. For example, we must shun evil company where we cannot put it down. Moving away from it, that's the implication. Where we cannot put it down. But organize a position from which we can put it down. And that is note 615 to sign 97. We now go to the next sign, which is 98. Of course, you can see it's a continuation of 97, mm, because it reads illa, except, uh, no full, no isolated verse or sign will begin with illa, except. So it's a direct continuation of 97. Illa al-mustadifina الرجال والنساء والولدان لا يستطيعون هلالة لا يستطيعون هلالة هلة sorry لا يستطيعون هلة لا يستطيعون هلة except those who are really weak. The word really is in brackets. Except those who are weak and oppressed. Except those who are weak and oppressed, men, women, and children. Rijali nisaa wal wildani wa wildani. Men, women, and children who have no means in their power. La yastati'una hillatin, no means in their power. Wala yahtaduna sabilan. Wala yahtaduna sabilan, who have no means in their power, nor can they find a way, or can they find a way into brackets to escape, or can they find a way to escape, nor can they find a way. It remains like that, and it's difficult for us to siphon what that means. So the commentators have put there to escape for us to understand. All right. So they shouldn't say that they were weak and oppressed. No, the only people whose excuse will be taken as being weak and oppressed are those who have no means in their power, nor can find a way. But you who have means and can find a way, come on, move, change location. Mm? Note 616, and it's against way to escape. 616. If through physical, mental, or moral incapacity we are unable to fight the good fight, we must nevertheless guard ourselves from it. We must nevertheless guard ourselves from it. Full stop. God's gracious mercy will recognize and forgive our weakness if it is real weakness and not merely an excuse. Very good. I think I've used this before, excuse and then real weakness. If it is real weakness and not merely an excuse. And that's note 616 to sign 98. Let's now go let's now go to sign 99 without any note, as well as sign 100. The two signs have no notes to them. 99. فَأُولَٰئِكَ عَسَىٰ اللَّهُ أَن يَعْفُوَ عَنْهُمْ فَأُولَٰئِكَ عَسَىٰ اللَّهُ أَن يَعْفُوَ عَنْهُمْ. For these there is hope that God will forgive. Asa Allah and yafu anhum, forgive. Wakana Allahu afwan gafuran. Wakana Allahu afwan gafuran. For God doeth blot out what? Blot out sins. So the sins is in brackets. For God doeth blot out sins sins in brackets, and forgive again and again. Afwan, gafuran, blot out sins, and forgive again. That's sign 99 without any note. We now go to sign 100 without any note either. وَمَنْ يُهَاجِرُ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ يَجِدْ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَوَاغِمًا كَثِيرًا وَاسِعَةً. مَوَاغِمًا كَثِيرًا وَاسِعَةً. He who forsakes his home in the cause of God finds in the earth many a refuge. eh, Many a refuge. Mawagaman kathiran wasi'an. Many a refuge and abundance. And abundance. Kathiran wasi'atan. Waman tarij min baytihi muhajiran ila Allahi wa rasulihi. Let's stop there. Should he die as a refuge from whom? Yes. Let's start from abundance. We ended at abundance. Should he die as a refuge from whom? For God and his messenger. Should he die as a refuge from whom? For God and his messenger. وَمَنْ يَهْرِجْ مِنْ بَيْتِهِ مُهَاجِرًا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ ثُمَّ يَدْرِكُ الْمَوْتَ. That's should he die now. ثُمَّ يَدْرِكُ الْمَوْتَ. Then should he die. ثُمَّ يَدْرِكُ الْمَوْتَ فَقَدْ وَقَعَ أَجْرٌ عَلَى اللَّهِ. فَقَدْ وَقَعَ فَقَدْ وَقَعَ أَجْرُهُ على الله. فَقَدْ وَقَعَ أَجْرُهُ على الله. His reward becomes due and sure with God. His reward becomes uh, due and sure with God. فَقَدْ وَقَعَ أَجْرُهُ على الله. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. And God is oft forgiving, most merciful. It's very, 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 very to be very, very, very difficult to be faithful to God. Very, very, very difficult. Except that we do know. For instance, moving from your home, leaving everything behind, and going to locate elsewhere or locating some elsewhere else because of safety or because you want to fight back without any guarantees from anybody except the guarantee that you hope God will give you. Very difficult. All right. And sign 100 happens to be the last sign of section 14. I think my jaws can have some rest here. Pardon me for that language. Sometimes we play. So I can give my jaws some rest here at sign 100. When we come back in our next episode, we shall go to sign 101. God willing. Thank you very much. Bye bye. May God be with you all.